Okay. Hi, everybody. So glad to be here tonight for this new coach training or coach basics. I asked to do this topic because I really built the foundation of my business in my challenge group. So I'm Chrissy Bergeron. I've been a coach since 2014. Um, and I've been through like all of the progression of like when I started, it was DVDs, and now then we went into Beachbody On Demand, and now we have Body. And honestly, I feel like this is such an amazing time for us because we really have, when people come in, like we really have all the tools to find what they need. And with these 3-week blocks, whether it's a super block or one of the blocks that's included, like an all body block or the iron block, we have every month this push that we can do to go back to old members, get them restarted, or start a beginner. So it's never been a better time to run a challenge group because it's really set up for you with these programs to get people started each month in the process and just get a really great experience with our products and programs, which will lead to the next step. So why run your own challenge group? So the challenge groups really are the bread and butter of our business. People fall in love with the programs, the community, the products. And it's those people that get into your challenge group and are like, oh my gosh, I so need this. This is like, there's adults in here and I'm getting my workout in and I'm coming in here by 8 a.m. and already seeing like all these people that have logged their workout or checked in, or even just, hey, I helped somebody today, someone that came in and was struggling. I was part of maybe lifting them up. This is what's getting people to that next step of sharing our products, talking about our products, talking about our groups, whether they do that as a coach or referencing for us, and also just becoming lifers. So, I have a lot of people that for the last 9 years have never, they've never become a coach, but I have a really healthy pipeline of lifers that come around and they want to renew their products every year, their membership every year, and they want to do the new things. Or like, I had my people that loved Autumn that jumped in for 21 Day Fix Super Block. Now I have my Shaun T people that are really revving up for T25. So this is where those lifers are born. It's in your challenge groups. And this is where people get results. So it's so nice with the 3-week program because you really can have that turnaround so quickly with someone where, yeah, maybe they're not like done, right? But I think that's what we've always been about, is that it's not about being done. It's about being on the journey, right? And always kind of just working towards better. What's that next goal? What's that next milestone? So getting those results, people seeing those physical results, the mental results, the emotional results, it really gives our programs and us accountability, right? Us accountability as a coach. And honestly, a lot of that is for yourself. Like every time you have someone say, hey, I lost a pound, or I got all my workouts in this week, or I'm actually eating a vegetable every day. Like I hated whatever those little wins are, you feel like, hey, I was part of that. Like I was part of having that person, take that step, believe in themselves. And it really grows your own credibility and belief in yourself to keep going. And it slowly builds your community and team. So it's so funny. I'll be on Facebook sometimes and I'll just be going through like my news feed and I'll see like one person who is a old, lifer, and they're like commenting on another lifer's like life post, somebody shares like, oh, their kid is graduating. And I'm like, how does she know And I'm like, oh yeah, that's how they were in some of my groups together and now they're friends. It's very powerful. Like you start to have these people that start to build their own relationships within your challenge group. And it just over time grows a stronger and stronger community and team. So your challenge group is really where your team is born. Like it's really that first step to creating your team of fellow coaches. And with that said too, like once you have your first coach member, it's really nice to have some type of challenge group or some type of place where you have your people that you can say, hey, add your people here too. So you feel like as you have somebody join you as a coach, you know exactly where to tell them to join, to add their people that month. Okay, so where do you run the challenge group? So I think most of us are probably in like the bigger team groups, which is awesome. I love the big groups because again, big sense of community. There's always someone in there, right? It's never dead. There's a lot of life in those groups. So we have a community bod group. A lot of the months with the super blocks, we're running like a big Facebook group. I have my own Facebook group. It's like my fit community page. I have body members and non-body members. Like as I talk to people and make new connections, I just am like, hey, I have this fit club. I share recipes. I do a free challenge or 2 each month. Would you like to join? So it's a mix of people in there. But with that said, with those bigger groups, like definitely be in those bigger groups. But I encourage you to start your own little group. So like my first challenge group was like me and literally a couple of people. Like it was my best friend, her sister, my sister-in-law. Like it was literally like maybe 5 or 6 of us. And we did 21 Day Fix. And that was my first challenge group. And it was awesome because I knew them, they knew each other. And I really was just along the ride with them. But even with that said too, I still run mini groups every single month. So I do those in message pods. I will put together, like, I'll go through and see who wants to like push this month, who wants to do a program start to finish. And I will make a messenger pod and I will run the group there because they're in the bigger group to track and all that. This month, so if you're going to do, I really want to use T25 as the example, since that's what's coming up. So if you're going to do T25 next month or whatever you're doing next month, whatever program you're going to do, decide where you want to have your own little group of people that also know, like, we're Crystals or we're Merediths, like they start to get that mini community feel too. So they have the benefit of the big group, but they also are like, oh, you're Crystal's girl. Like, okay, oh, we're on the same team. Like, so they start getting this little feel. So you can do that again in a message pod. The message pod is great, but sometimes things can get lost in the scrolling. So a Facebook group works really well, or a bod group. If you're a bod group person, you can do a mini bod group. And when they go to log in the big group, it'll log in the mini group as well. So pick one, don't go crazy. Don't drive yourself nuts, but definitely pick one. If you're doing T25, make your own little T25 group. Or if you're not, whatever you're going to do in May, make a group for that. So you might even want to just have it be like 3-week, 3-week fitness and nutrition. Like, I know that's boring, but just a 3-week that they can pick their own 3-week program, 21-day program. And you're doing T25, but somebody else is going to do something else, which it's all great, but you're all still on like day 1 through 21 together. Okay, so how to run your challenge group. So the first thing you want to do is you want to pick a start date, because if you know when you're starting, then as you start talking to people, it really helps them to, take that step and do it now, not like, oh, I'll get to that, right? They know like, okay, we are starting May 1st. So I have to get my order in. I have to get, I'm going to get in this group. I'm going to get prepped and ready to go. And my first workout's going to be May 1st. Once you have your start date, do a post. You want to do more than one post, but do your first post about it, that you're looking for. You can do like 5 ladies or 5 people or 5 moms, whatever you want to do. Or you can do 10 if you want to do 10, but I like to give a number to it so that people feel like, okay, so I have like, there's a spot. I have to make a decision to get one of these spots. And honestly, I'm honest in my posts, like I like limiting it because I want to give people me, and I can't give 40 people me every day. You know what I mean? I can give 5, 10 people is a lot, but I can give. The nice thing about 10 people is usually you get 5 or 6 that actually do it. And the other 4 to 5, they don't, but maybe next month they'll do, like it might take them a little longer. So I like to do, I'm going to take 10 ladies in May, for 21 days, and we're going to stick to it together. And I'm going to lead them through every step of the way, nutrition and fitness. Spots are limited, first come, first serve. So yeah, so you're going to post, and then you need to also invite. So a great way to do that too is when you post, if you put it in your stories, now you're not just relying on who's commenting or liking your post. You also can see who's watching in your stories, and you can send a little, hey, any interest in this? Would you like some more info? Okay, have a prep week. So you literally need one person to do this with you. And like, if it has to be like, I don't know, for me, I did grab like my mom, I grabbed some people like that, but it can be your spouse. Like you can literally just ask someone like, please do this with me. You can do the 2 weeks for free, because you want to then be able to like lead that group. That first time that you lead the group is all you need to really be on your feet with it. You have something to share every day about it. You get excited. So, and I'll get more into that later, but have a prep week. So what I will usually do is like, okay, we're starting May 1st, and we will prep then starting the week before. But a lot of times too, I'll do a rolling start. And so I'll tell people, like, if I have someone on like April 30th, or sometimes people wait and they're like, oh, it's May 1st. I forgot to I'm just seeing this message. I'm like, that's okay. You can still start because you have access right away. You can start today. You can start Tuesday. You can start Wednesday. Or I even have some ladies starting as late as next Monday, because the month is 4 weeks and this program's only 3 weeks. So I have that rolling start in my head for the stragglers. And, but the prep week, you definitely have to start on whatever day you decide for that. So the prep is usually for me a welcome post or video, just welcoming them to the group, telling them that, their package is going to arrive, what to expect. Like, this is where we're going to check in together. This is where it's just kind of like really revving them up more than anything, that welcome post of like, this is where we're going to like share in the journey together. I'm going to check on you every day. You're going to help me by checking in. And then like, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, why are you here? Why did you decide to do this? What's your home life like? And what's going to be like, what's your biggest obstacle with your health and fitness journeys? And that usually starts some conversation. And then another post will be for them to take their measurements and pictures. I talk a lot about the scale, and that the scale is not a great, it's a good tool, but you need to use it in unison with your measurements but hopefully and pictures, because especially when you're working out, you're going to be putting on muscle, you're going to be sore and retaining fluid sometimes. And the pictures are really what show you that we know that it's really what can show change, especially in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, you might see a pound or two, but you see the picture and you're like, whoa, okay. Like people's skin even looks different after 2 to 3 weeks, or even a week. And then another day is for them to look at the meal plan. So To Be Mindset and Portion Fix. Kind of pick which one they want to do and look at those videos. And then I encourage them and share, like, so every post is like, share here that you did your measurements, let us know that you got it done. Let us know that which meal plan are you going to do? And then schedule their workouts. So I talk about in that post just how it has to be an appointment, especially when you do it at home, because we know, like, when we're home, there's so many other distractions. So you really have to set like what time's going to work best for you, schedule it, tell your partner, whoever you live with, like, this is what I'm doing this week at this time every day. I'm going to work out. I need your support in that, just to get them off to a strong start, and then have them share it. Like, when are you working out? Okay. How to run your challenge group. So, I think don't overthink this. So you can use the posts. You can use posts that are in the coach office. This is where you find them. But also, guys, people just really like the accountability and like that daily check-in. So it really can be very simple of like, day one, today the workout is such and such, if you're all doing like 21-day fix or T25, or it can just be day one, what's your workout today? Let us know you got it done. Show me something you're eating today. Like, really, really easy. But in the coach office, there are these guides that you can use as well. So some people like to use the guide. The morning post might have some kind of inspiration. And then they'll do like a nightly post that gives them that check-in. I've done in the past 2 themes, which I like to do. Like, we're actually doing them right now in our Rise Up Club. So like Monday is mindset, Tuesday's a recipe, Tasty Tuesday, Wednesday is a workout tip or just motivation. Thursday is water, Thirsty Thursday, and Friday is Feel Good Friday. So like just celebrating something from the week. So you can do that as well, but don't overthink this. Like, literally just show up every day. That's the main thing, that you show up for your people every day. Okay, so check-in. So go into the group several times a day. Don't fret about that. Like, you literally can go in beginning of the day and then again at the end. It's great if you can get in there in the middle, but it's okay if you can't, and you can even ask people. This is a great way to build future coaches or partners now on your team as well. Ask some people, like, can you help? Like, if you'll find right away, like, who's outgoing or who's, revved up, and just ask them, hey, can you help me with this? Like Meredith, I know, is a teacher. Like, so, during the day can get kind of busy for me. Could you check in at some point midday into the group for me? I wouldn't maybe say that like on day 1, but maybe by the start of week 2, when you really see they're a leader, or even just let the group know, hey guys, the middle of the day is tough for me. Can anybody like step up to, kind of come in here midday and check in? It's a great way to just, again, find out who your leaders are. Nightly check-ins, which we talked about, and then one-on-one check-ins. So one-on-one check-ins is really like that. It's like the magic step that you really are building that connection and relationship with them personally. And as you build your one-on-one relationship, you're going to find people showing up more and more in the group because they feel more comfortable. They feel like they know you and they trust you. And so, especially at the beginning, when someone is like a real beginner, I check in one-on-one a lot, like almost daily when somebody's really starting out, especially if I feel like they're not talking at all in the group. like if I have somebody talking all the time in the group, I might just send them like a, oh my gosh, you're killing it, you know, like at the end of the day or something. But I do a lot of hand holding because I've just found that putting that time in at the beginning, getting them to off to a strong start is where it saves, like, yes, it's time, but it's worth it. But it also saves so much time on the other end because you grow someone who's going to be a lifer, a leader in your group. So yeah, so one-on-one check-ins are definitely big. And then as we go, like if I have somebody who's not a beginner, I might check in like when we first start and then weekly. And then people who aren't doing programs, like who I don't know are actively like doing a program, maybe are dabbling, I check in with them monthly to just say, hey, my next group's starting. Do you want to join? Okay. So last tip. So just start. I've seen, this is like the main thing I see with people. It's like overthinking, like, what graphics do I use? Do I need to sign up for Canva? You know, like all of that. It's like, nobody cares. Like, yes, they will probably appreciate a beautiful group, beautiful graphics, like all of that. But honestly, they want you. That's all they want. They signed up with you. They said yes to you. They want you first and foremost. So just start. Again, my first like year of groups was literally just, I copy and pasted my first groups. I didn't even use the challenge group guide, but then like maybe by month 2 or 3, I used the challenge group guide. I had people that did the 21 day fix every month for like a year and saw the same posts, and they didn't care because they cared about when I came in, which is my second tip. And I was a challenger myself. That's what I love about these super blocks. There's a new program every month. And I am a challenger when I'm doing a new program. I'm like, oh my God, this worked, right? I'm like, oh my God, did you almost die when this happened? I love doing it for the first time alongside other people. So lean into that. Be a challenger with them, because more than anything, people want the friendship, the camaraderie, that support. And then team up with another coach. So this can be really, really helpful in so many ways. Number one, you can share the responsibilities. Number two, at least that person will be sharing in the group. Like it may be like for your first group, if everyone else is shy, you got at least the two of you showing up and sharing in the group. So teaming up can keep it really fun and also kind of take away the scary. So okay, that is it. Does anybody have any questions? I can't see what time it is. It's 8:31. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I'm going to stop recording.